We meet once again the Chet, the litany of confession that is part of our Jewish liturgy, not only during the high holidays, of course, but in fact, every day of the year. Chet, we translate it usually as for all our sins. Chet being the word in Hebrew that the English mistakenly translates as sin. And those of you who are here for the 700th time know that, and I'm sorry to repeat myself, but it is really one of the most profound teachings that I have received over the years. That the word for chet in Hebrew is not sin. The word for chet in Hebrew is best translated as missing the mark. Chet is an archery term, and it literally means to miss the target, to miss the mark. And this is vastly different from having this sense of sin hovering over us, because we are human, and all of us at some point or another will find ourselves missing the mark. But it is not a place to be condemned for anything. It is built in. God knew, as God created all of this, as God manifested God's self as all of this, that if she created a dualistic reality, those beings that she is manifesting as would miss the mark. We miss the mark when we try to control the flow of the river of life. When we decide that reality should be other than it is, and we act upon that thought. When we decide that this person or that person should be different than they are, and we act upon that thought. When we try to control, we miss the mark. So this is Jewish confession. But as you can understand, this is not about beating ourselves up. This is about helping ourselves become more aware. This is about breaking through the walls of denial. This is about taking responsibility for our actions in our world. So we will see in our reading of this litany of ways we have missed the mark this past year, we will see, if we pay close attention, that these, every single one of them, reflect how our anxieties and our insecurities drive us to act in hurtful ways. Because we are pushed, because of those anxieties and insecurities, to want to control, to want to defend, to want to manipulate reality and others. It is in fact our wanting to be safe that causes us to close our heart. It's very paradoxical. So we will say these phrases together, and we will meet often and time and again this core sentence that I have highlighted there in the middle of the page. Al chet shechatanu lefanecha, which we translate as, for the sin we have sinned before you, for the ways we have missed the mark. And this we that we pronounce is very powerful. Because we don't say, for the sins I have sinned before you. We use the word we. And in using the word we realize the universality of our condition. It's not me, and not just me. It's all of us. We all do it. And the you, with a capital Y, the you is not the God out there that will decide whether we live or die this year or next year. The manipulating, bearded, white man in the clouds. The you that we are bringing up here is you. Is you. But not the ego you. The you that is beyond the klipot, what the Kabbalah is calling the klipot, the husks, the shells of ego that surround and close our heart. That you at the center of your being, this is the you that this you is pointing to. So join me in the English, and then we'll say all of those long pages of all the ways we have missed the mark this past year. Our God and God of our fathers and mothers, we are not so insolent as to claim that we are without failing. We joy in the ancient litany of confession as a community, as we have done for generations. For all the moments wherein with our actions, our words, our thoughts, our feelings, and our images, we deny the life that is our life. God of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, grant us atonement. Please rise. Al Chet shechatanu lefanecha, for the sin we have sinned before you. Al Chet shechatanu lefanecha be'imutz halev, for the sin we have sinned before you by hardening our hearts to the feelings of others. Al Chet shechatanu lefanecha bivli da'at, for the sin we have sinned before you because we lacked knowledge of the consequences of our actions. Al Chet shechatanu lefanecha begilui arayot, for the sin we have sinned before you through acting against our own morality. Al Chet shechatanu lefanecha bagalui huvasater, for the sin we have sinned before you openly or in secret. Al Chet shechatanu lefanecha b'da'at uvmirma, for the sin we have sinned before you knowingly and deceitfully. Al Chet shechatanu lefanecha b'dibur peh, for the sin we have sinned before you through speech. Al Chet shechatanu lefanecha b'hona'at re'ah, for the sin we have sinned before you through deceiving another person. Al Chet shechatanu lefanecha bezadon uvshgaga, for the sin we have sinned before you consciously or unconsciously. Ve'al kulam Eloah slichot, tzlach lanu, mechal lanu, kaper lanu. For all of them, God of forgiveness, forgive us, release us, grant us atonement. Al Chet shechatanu lefanecha belatzon, for the sin we have sinned before you through scorning others. Al Chet shechatanu lefanecha bechozek yad, for the sin we have sinned before you by hurtfully exercising power. Al Chet shechatanu lefanecha bilshon hara, for the sin we have sinned before you by hurting others through our speech. Al Chet shechatanu lefanecha b'masa uvmatan, for the sin we have sinned before you through dishonest and hurtful business dealings. Al Chet shechatanu lefanecha biflilut, for the sin we have sinned before you in judging others and ourselves unfairly. Al Chet shechatanu lefanecha b'katshiyut oref, for the sin we have sinned before you through being obstinate. Al Chet shechatanu lefanecha b'sinat chinam, for the sin we have sinned before you by hating too easily. Al chet shechatanu lefanecha betimhon levav, for the sin we have sinned before you through not knowing our own heart. Ve'al kulam Eloah slichot, salach lanu, mechal lanu, kaper lanu. For all of them, God of forgiveness, forgive us, release us, grant us atonement. Al chet shechatanu lefanecha, for the sin we have sinned before you by failing to work toward peace. Al chet shechatanu lefanecha, for the sin we have sinned before you by keeping silent in the face of injustice. Al chet shechatanu lefanecha, for the sin we have sinned before you by not acting to relieve the suffering of those in distant lands. Al chet shechatanu, for the sin we have sinned before you by not caring for the poor in our midst. Al chet shechatanu lefanecha, for the sin we have sinned before you by not acting to protect a fragile environment. Al chet shechatanu lefanecha, for the sin we have sinned before you by indulging ourselves while others suffer. Al chet shechatanu lefanecha, for the sin we have sinned before you by being unclear about our priorities in the life you have given us. Al chet shechatanu lefanecha, for the sin we have sinned before you by being closed to your presence in our lives. Al chet shechatanu lefanecha. Ve'al kulam Eloah slichot, selach lanu, mechal lanu, kaper lanu. For all of them, God of forgiveness, forgive us, release us, grant us atonement.